Hello there, everyone. How you guys doing today? I recorded 30 minutes. There's the random flying girlfriend in the background. What we're gonna do is the design, not the design, we did that. Oh my God. The animation part of this, of the first part we did. If you wanna see first part on how to build this out, this dashboard here. Just some like making moaning sounds. If you want to see the first part of this, make sure to check out part 1, obviously, because this is part 2. I got new coffee beans. How would you rate it?
10.
That's a 10.
Because it's Scottish.
Because it's Scottish. I rate it 10 as well. Smells amazing. Anyway, I recorded half an hour of this and actually it didn't record it, which is lovely. But we'll do it again and we're gonna do it better. Okay, so here's the animation that we're gonna do. Let me open up the finished product. Click on this and hit play. Okay, there we go. Wow. Fascinating. And when we click here on the filter one, as you can see, we have graph animations and text moving, the sales numbers updating, and also we can scroll through this. Cool. Wow. And yes, I'm using Adobe XD and I'm on a Mac. I don't want to hear a word. If you say something, I'll just delete your comments. Okay, here we go. So this is what we have right now, right? Just the dashboard. And we can duplicate this by using Command. In case you don't know, that's a Mac button. Command C and Command V, that's going to duplicate it. So the way you do animations in Adobe XD is you duplicate these frames, and basically Adobe XD is going to take a look at each frame or artboard and it's going to notice the differences. So to give you an example, I go over here to the prototype section. And I basically take this first page and connect it to the second one. That's the way of you telling it, hey, I want you to transition to this one. And you can use tap here, or drag, or time, or voice. We'll just keep it simple with tap now. So when I click on it, it's gonna transition over to this page. And the default one, I believe that it is a type transition with the animation of dissolve, all right? So what's going to happen is it's going to take a look at the first frame and the last one, artboard here, and it's going to fade it out and fade in the change. So for example, if I take this card and just move it down, there we go, holding shift, can move it down fast. All right, so it's going to take a look at this, and it's going to transition it by fading this out and fading this in. So if I hit play up here, click, there we go, fades out, fades in at the final destination. Part 10, best movie. But what we can also do is use auto animate, which is gonna basically fill in the gap of the changes. So if we use transform and just move it down a notch, it's gonna fill in and smoothly animate to that position. So prototype, we just have to change the type transition to auto animate and then hit play. And look at that, boom, it smoothly transitions it down. Now it's important to have the same name of the card on both artboards. So in this case, this one is called, I don't know, cards, clients, or sales, right? It's important to have the same name here. If it doesn't have the same name, Adobe XD is not gonna know what the hell you're talking about, and it's gonna revert back to a default dissolve transition. It's just gonna fade it out and fade it in. That's all. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. There's quite a few other ones here. Well, let's take a look actually, but these are the main ones that you're probably gonna use, is just a default transition, dissolve transition, and auto animate. But I see there's like speech playback and audio playback, which is pretty cool. Wow, let's try it. Let's see, how does this work? Is there any speech? I hear nothing. Click, click, click. Okay. Oh, I have to look into this. speech playback. We can even choose a voice. Amy, play. I hear nothing. Okay. Anyway, let's just delete this for now. So the way I like to start is having the final animation on the right side, on the final state of the website or application that you want it to be. So in this case, I want everything to end up like this, right? So what I do is just take this and duplicate it, and then go here back to the first artboard and make my changes. So the first thing I want to do is just animate in the text. So good afternoon, revenue, and bestsellers. So the way I do that is grab these and just fade them out. Fade them out, and let's do this as well, just like that. Okay, so now if I go over to prototype and just connect it, which it already is, let me just go back here to auto animate, and we can choose the artboard to destination 1, store 1. Why did I say destination 1? Okay, and just change the duration to 1 second. That's perfect. All right, so now when we tap, it's going to animate in that text. Perfect. But I also want these things to be hidden here, all the cards. So what I'm going to do is just go over to design here and just fade them out. Because we can do multiple ones. We can chain together multiple animations. So just go here and fade these out. Oh, what I also did was move this nav bar off the screen. So you can do that as well. So just fade everything out here. Okay, just like that. Grab these cards, 1, 2, 3, fade them out. All right, so we have basically nothing on the screen here. But again, if I hit play, it's gonna animate everything in. So what we need to do is do the same step on these ones. So just keep these hidden, all the cards, the graph. And before you do this, actually, I like to duplicate this again. Let's just duplicate this again, like that. All right, so we don't have to fade everything back here on this page. So just grab the cards, fade them out, the graph, opacity 0, all the cards, out, out. All right, so again, the changes from this artboard to this is just the text fading in. All right, so play, perfect. And now we can take this one and connect it to this. And we can do that based on a time duration. We don't have to tap again. So go over to prototype, drag this artboard to this now, and we can just do trigger time. And we can trigger this animation. We can do a delay of 0.1 seconds. So almost instantly, we want to get to this. So I'm going to leave it at auto animate now and see how this looks. So play, boom, and after 0.1 seconds, the other ones are fading in as well. But I want to add some movement to these. So you can do a lot with auto animate. What we can also do is not just do opacity, we're going to use transform as well. So I'm going to go into this card, just temporarily lift up the opacity on this flower picture, and just holding shift and the arrows, shifting it over to the right side like that, and bring down the opacity again. So now we also add a bit of dynamic movement to it like that. So that's pretty nice. So we can do the same to all of these cards. So again, just go back here to the graph. Where is it? Here we go, graph. Lift up the opacity, just bring it down to the end here and lower it back to 0. Let's see how that looks. There we go, pretty nice. And you can also add a bit of staggering effect to the cards by just moving them in different positions. So let me show you that as well. Just grab all of these three, again, bring up the opacity, click, 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 and just move them down to different positions on the screen. So maybe move it down 10 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can move this down even more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, let me just give even more spacing between them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll do like 12 on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even more. I'll just do it. I'll do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or actually just halfway here. Yeah, about there. And this one as well. Halfway down. All right. Grab them all. Opacity down. And now you have this awesome staggering effect of the cards. That's pretty cool. I like that. There we go. Maybe the movement is too big. So I'll just move it a bit up. This one is way too down here. So maybe grab this, something like that. All right, there we go. Fade it all out, play. There we go. Let's see all of it together by going to the first page, clicking on this and hitting play. Lovely. Now what we can also do is mess around with the easing. So there are quite a few here. My favorite one so far is Snap. I really like the way this looks. And then we can go here as well and change it to Snap. The first one. There we go. You can just try out all of them and see which one you like. But I feel like this one's the best looking. There we go. You get a little bounce there going. I still feel like there's too much movement on the last card here. So I'm gonna do some modifications here. Just grab these again. Bring up the opacity. Just move them up a tad bit. 1, 2, 3. And on this one as well. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4. Fuck them. Much better. Okay. Bring this down again. And actually, everything seems a bit faster with the snap. So I might add a bit of a bigger duration to these transitions. Maybe 1.5 seconds. And on the first one as well, 1.5. Let's see. Did I say fuck 'em? Oh, I said fuck 'em. Okay, let's not say that again because I might get demonetized. Okay, well, we're 12 minutes in the video, so YouTube might not notice that one. Let's just play it off cool. There we go, that looks, just say a bunch of nice words now. Beautiful. Animation, CSS, family-friendly content. Okay, that's much better, 1.5. If you don't like 1.5, then fuck it. Okay, I need to stop. I need to stop. Okay, lovely. So now that we added that staggering effect, we can also add it to this little Jiggly Boo. That's a new word. It's in the... That's a real word, Jiggly Boo. No? Okay, it's not. Fine. Okay, let's just bring these back up.
Jiggly Boo.
Okay, and let's say you didn't hear that. Okay, no, if they heard that, definitely demonetized. So what we can do here is again move these down, kind of the same thing as up there. So select it, move it down, like that, perfect. Just like that, just like that. I'm gonna give more spacing. Actually, to make this nice looking, you should have the same amount of spacing between them, because otherwise you're gonna have them coming in at different speeds. So yeah, you just have to kind of calculate it by holding shift and just pushing down. Maybe we can do 15 on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then 10 on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 5 on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So grab everything again and fade it out. And let's see. Go back to the first page, hit play. And there we go. Look at that. We have a nice different kind of staggering going on there as well. Let's see that again. Cool. All right. Last step is to just bring in the nav bar here. So again, we're going to duplicate this. Control C, Control. It's not Control, it's Command, because I'm on the Mac, in case you didn't know. Copy paste this. I don't know why I moved it down here. Let me just move it across. Whoa, it's like I reached the limit of going to the right side of the screen. That's so strange. Okay, let me move everything across here. Whoa, that's weird. I didn't even know that's a thing. Okay, so take this store tree. Adobe. Let me do it. There we go. And basically just bring in the nav. Literally just slide it in. Not in that way. Just slide in the nav bar.
This is going to be X-rated, this one.
This has a solid potential of being demonetized. Well, that's okay. I'll just slide this one in. Oh, perfect. Lovely. And that's it. That's the whole introduction of the page animations. All we have to do is just connect this to this and it's fine. Like XD automatically saves all the settings that you had previously, which is super cool. I guess it did it on this one. I don't know why. Yeah, just do time here. Delay 0.1, duration 1.5 seconds. And that should be it. Go back to the first one, hit play. And there we go. Lovely. And one last thing that we can do is, actually there's still quite a couple of things we need to do. Adding a on tab on the week, so it updates the graph and the numbers, and then a scrolling effect on the bestseller items. So this is quite fun to do. So let's do it. Let me zoom in here to the last artboard. And what we can do is, again, what I'm going to do is basically copy paste this, copy paste. And I'm going to move this one up here. Click, move it up. Because you might have different branches of animations. You know, you might do another page here, and then you might do another page here. So I like to separate it this way and just name these artboards based on what kind of animation you're doing. So in this case, I'm gonna do the filter animation. All right, so just naming it that way. All right, now we're gonna take a break and take a sip of our coffee. Lovely. Okay, so let's start off with, let's do this graph animation. It's quite simple, actually. All we need to do is double click and go in here and just keep clicking until you select this graph line, and then double clicking it again, and then you have access to all of these points that we made in the previous video. And now you can just literally just move them any way you want. And auto animate is gonna take care of everything. So I'm just gonna move this down maybe, and then stretch this out. Don't laugh at that. Oh, we're gonna stretch this one out. Oh, pull it up and then pull this down. Okay, like that. Straighten it and then push it right back. There we go. This point seems so weird here. I don't know why it looks like that. Let me double click it again. There we go. Smoothing it out. And then here, I just like to drag this part out to smooth that edge like that. And we can also take the ball here and just move it on top here. What we can do with this text is actually just fade it out here. And then we're gonna bring in a new one here. Now let's take a look how that looks. So I can just go to this frame here. And now rather than doing it on the whole page like this, we can actually just select the week here. So double click, double click, double click, keep double clicking until you arrive at the week text. So when we click on that, transition to this page, all right, on tap here. We're gonna leave it on auto animate, snap, everything else is still the same. All right, so we can just click on this one and hit play and see what that does. Look at that. Cool. Play again. Boom. So only when I click on the week, it does that animation. Nowhere else. All right, you can make this graph look a bit nicer. I think I did it a bit nicer on the last one. Yeah, that looks a bit funky. Just move it around, see kind of what position you like. See which one's your favorite position. Wow. Okay, let me go back. So what I can do here is also bring that text back in and just update this number. So it's 390 now. We just got rid of it here, just faded it out. I can just literally come in here and just add a new text. And the default, again, the default thing that Adobe is going to do is just fade in. So if you add a new element that wasn't in the previous artboard, just going to fade it in. So it's very simple. I can just maybe create a duplicate of this, go back to this artboard, double click until I arrive to this text. I can just copy it, Command C, and just go over here and just paste it here. All right, wherever. I'm just gonna keep double clicking until I arrive into this graph and hit paste in here. And for some reason it didn't paste it there, so I'm just gonna drag it inside here in this group. And it won't do it for some reason. Okay, fine, I'll just get rid of it, go in the graph, add the text myself, and just say, I don't know, 400 bucks, 420. There we go, lovely. Alrighty, so now, Siri, turn off. Everything going wrong in this tutorial. Okay, now if we hit play, that text should just fade out. There we go, and it's gonna fade in this one. Perfect. So that's everything done with the graph. I'll just move this a bit around because I'm not a big fan of how this looks. Something seems a bit wonky. So I'll just maybe move this one down like that. And this one kind of like that. Perfect. Whoops. Click on this one as well. Straighten it up a bit. There we go. All right, let's see if that's a bit nicer. Click, play. Okay, why not? Fine, that looks okay. Cool. I also want to do is move this black background over to week, right? Because this is the active state now. Super simple. Just literally go here, double click until you arrive to the background and just holding shift, literally moving it across like that. And just going until it hits the center. Now I also want to take this text here and change it to white and take this one and change it to black. So just click on this and grab that color and boom. Actually not that. We have this grayish on it. So I'll just grab it from the year here. Boom. That's it. Super simple. Let's hit it, hit play. And there we go. Look at that. We have a nice transition over to week. Now, to not keep needing the need to exit and go back to see the animation, what we can do is go over here to prototype and just loop it back to the first artboard. So I can just hit month here and just go all the way down to month and just literally link it back to this one. All right. So now when we hit play, we can just toggle between them and get a good feeling of how everything looks. There we go. Cool. So now what else we need to do is update the numbers here. So the way you do that is actually using a trick with masks. So let me just show you. I'll make a new artboard somewhere. Let's do it here. Let me grab a sip of my coffee. Okay, here's an artboard. Lovely. Let's say I add some text here. Make it big. 48. There we go. And I'll just name this I. Let's grab the text. Damn. Make sure the fill is black. Make it much bigger, 100. And just say, I love, I don't know, Toblerone, like that. Okay. Let's make this even larger. 320. Okay, so we just have some text here. Perfect. So what we can do is grab out a rectangle here, which I'm going to fill in with just a random color. Okay. What we can do is take these two. So having the rectangle on top and the text on bottom, right-clicking, and we can do mask with shape. So basically, only the thing that's in the rectangle is going to show up, right? So the text is cut off here. So if we move the rectangle, you're going to see, I don't know why they make it so difficult to select, but as you can see, only the thing that it's in its frame is going to show up. So that's kind of the logic that we're going to apply with the numbers, is we're going to have all the numbers already on the screen. It's just we're going to mask off the rest. So like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And then we're just going to draw a rectangle over the first one and just grab both of these and do mask with shape. So only the first one's going to show up. And then with auto animate, we're just going to move up the text like this all the way to 8, right? And basically this is the only visible part here. So it's quite simple. Just use a mask and then transform the y-axis all the way to the top. And then you're going to have that nice animation. That's it. That's basically it. So we have to make some modifications here to this artboard right now. And all we have to do is go over here to the views. So keep double clicking a bunch of times, 850. Okay. And just do 840, 830. And I know this is quite hard to see because it's on a white background. 820, 810, 800. 790, 780, and you can just keep going like this as much as you want. 770, 760. All right, I'm gonna stop here. Perfect. All right, so we just made this super long here, and all I'm gonna do is literally go over here to the rectangle and just draw a shape over this number right here. All right, get rid of the border and name this mask here. All right, and just grab this and grab the numbers that we did, right click, and then we're going to do mask with shape. And as you can see, only 850 is going to show up. So now to keep this simple, we can just copy over this mask group that we just made. Let's do views mask, rename it like that. Just copy this over, so Command C, and just go over to this new artboard and get rid of this and paste the new one in. So get rid of this, 850, and paste the new one in, views mask here. And all we're gonna do is open up this, click on the text, and just move everything all the way up to 760. Boom, boom, boom. There we go, and just center it down in the middle, like that. And that's it. That should be the whole thing. And then you can do it to all of these, to the clients and to the sales, and that's it. So let's take a look, hit play, and there we go, look at that. Nice transition there. Cool. And the last step, which is going to be extremely simple, is to make this card section scrollable. So what we're going to do is just grab all of these three, let's do these two, and just duplicate them, Control-C, Control-V. Let me close this up. What have I done here? All right, rectangle, flower card. Okay, just these two flower cards. Want to just select both of them, copy paste them, and just move them down like that. All right, you can have multiple ones. We can do it again. Let's do these two. It's not working. There we go. Just move it down. Perfect. So Adobe XD has this cool feature where you can do a scrollable section, and you don't have to do masking or anything. It's going to take care for you on its own. So all you have to do is basically select all of these different ones here. 1, 2, 3. I think we need to group them up as far as I believe. Let me just see very quickly. Just grab all of these together. So there's this button here called vertical scroll, just like that. And you can click on that and just hide everything like that. All right, super simple. So I need to do all of them here. So let's select all the cards here. Flower card, all of these. Hit this button for the vertical scroll. Bring this up so this is not hidden. And then just move this all the way here until it snaps with this graph group. And then just, again, copy paste this part over. So scroll group, copy, and just replace it in this one right here. So get rid of these flower cards and paste it there. That should be it. Let's take a look. There we go, look at that. A nice scrollable section right there. Lovely. So let's take a look at the whole thing now. Going back to the first page, click. There we go. Nice animation. That pops in. We can toggle between these two. And we can also scroll right here. Very cool. And that's basically it. Now, again, you can add more. Just copy paste it down here, and maybe you can toggle a page such as store, make a new one, connect them all. And what you can also do is just go back to maybe the original position so you don't have to keep stopping and replaying it. What you can do is on this last page, maybe click on the home here. So just go to prototype, select home, like that, and just drag this all the way back on tap to the white page, like that. All right, so now we can visualize it multiple times. Bam, bam, lovely. And then we can go week, month, and then we can just tap here. I believe it was on the week one. We can just tap to transition back to our initial state. Again, there's so much you can do with this. I really want to do a full course, put together some nice projects, some full projects with multiple pages. That's the next course that's going to come out. So very exciting. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this small little video. And check out all the other courses that I have if you're interested on developbyad.com. And say hi to me in the comments and I'll delete them. And yeah, that's going to be it for me. Again, weird kisses. Bye.